Hello, in this lecture we will take a look at another useful way to use the components, and that would be to actually add some functionality inside the component, the item component, that would do something with the actual item, okay, and also display that change in the list. So this time we will be using pretty much the previous program we saw in the previous lecture, right, where we created a component based list, but in this case we will be able to remove one of the components. So first of all, in the test controller right here we have a new route, a new action method, that is delete user. Okay, so we simply delete the user from the database. That is our new addition, and the way we achieve that is a bit more complex. Okay, so in the index.razor we have pretty much the same thing. Okay, we have all those output columns and all that stuff, but we do have some other methods, but we will start from the user component, from the actual component. So in the component we have an on-click event, and we have another column called close, simply close. So the idea is when that column item is clicked on, it invokes another method, okay, and that method would be an event callback. So it's not exactly a method, but it's a callback. It is used as a parameter, okay. If you've seen the Blazor course, you might know, you might have experienced this already, okay. But if you're not sure, this is a parameter similar to a parameter like this one, like the user, okay. So the user, we provide some kind of an object, right? We provide maybe a string, or in this case some kind of a model, a class, okay. That's what we provide. On the other hand, in here we will need to provide a sort of a complex method which will be executed on remove, okay. Will be executed on remove, and on remove is executed or invoked on click of the close, okay. So when we want to close it, we click this one, and as you can see, the user object is passed through, okay. The user object is passed through to the invocation, and where this happens is in the main index, okay. So in the index.razor, in our main file, in our main page, we have remove item method, which takes the test model, our user model, as an argument, okay. It takes that and then it deletes the user. Now this is a sort of primitive way to actually showcase it, okay. As you can see, we just have a sort of markup of where the deletion would occur, but this is very important. The idea is to send back some kind of a user ID, most likely, okay. So you would want to probably just stick to the ID. In this case we have a model, but it's good enough to showcase. However, you would probably want to just call back with an ID. So to get to this method, you need to declare this method right here, okay, right here, on remove in the component, as we saw the parameter on remove, that gets executed, and as you can see we have arg, that's our argument. The argument gets through to that remove item, and then remove item takes care of the deletion, okay, removal process. So first of all, the idea is to delete, okay. So the idea is to delete from the server, most likely. You might have it on the local storage, who knows. But the idea is to delete and only then to show that it was deleted. So it's simply remove from the list, as we have right here. Okay, now of course, if it's not removed properly, you wouldn't just throw an exception. You would want to display some kind of an error message in whatever way you choose. Okay, it might be some kind of a pop-up, or maybe some red letters below the close button, whatever you prefer, but the idea is to display it in the cache. So you delete, you then remove if successful, if not, you throw, or you throw some kind of a pop-up to display that alert. Okay, so that's how it works. Let's take a look on the browser. We have, as we had previously, 5 users with bank details. Now I'm gonna close the one called user ID 3. Okay, I'm closing, and as you can see, it has been removed, and we have 1, 2, 4, 5. I'm gonna close 4, and now we have 1, 2, and 5. So it works perfectly, right? But again, it's very important to note, you should most likely just pass through that ID. Work with IDs. Okay, sometimes it might be useful to move out several things. In this case, for example, you might display as an error not only the ID but also the name. So it would be useful to actually take the whole user data with you to this method, and then if it's not successful, display which user was not successful to remove. Maybe there is some kind of a specific reason for that removal to not be successful. Okay, so this is basically how you do removal. Okay, and in the next lecture we will take a look at how you could create a sort of a dynamic list where you would simply add items, remove items on the client side alone. And with that, we will conclude this lecture.